Today I'm doing a little bit of work in the nuke yard. Hello, I'm Griff Rees, welcome to Winning Griffith. Here we talk everything beekeeping, farming, countryside living. Now we do reviews as well. Now it is a Saturday morning and I am in one of the nuke yards. Most of these now with queens, and we're gonna double brood the strongest today. So I've got boot full of double broods, brand new frames and foundation, and we're going to go through everyone, make sure they've accepted the queen, and then if they need it, give them a double brood box with the intention of splitting most of these again. So there's 51 nukes here at the minute. This site is full on that, so we'll be splitting this site and taking those nukes off. That's the plan, that's what we're aiming for. Quite a poor year for honey for me this year. A few things have happened, some of it my fault, some of it the season, but we're going ahead, not calling it a failure yet. Balsam is yet to come, and I forgot to say a little bit of syrup, and I've got the queens left. That's all. There was a box of queens came this week. The ones with the grass, you can see that tells me which one hasn't got the queen. So like this one now, that's a BS queen. These ones with the grass, they haven't got queens. And there's a new number or name for you. Rob Wilson, local bee farmer, the son of Ricky Wilson. And every bee farmer would know who he is, so I've bought some queens with him as well. So basically that's what we're doing. There's not much more I can do with the honey hives. They just gotta get good weather. I mean, it's dry, but it's 16 degrees now. You know, it's just too cold for the bees to really produce any kind of decent crop. Hopefully it does warm up, but we are concentrating heavily on nukes going into next year with, well, way more than what we did last year. So the idea is to go into winter with at least 200 nukes on double broods. So that means that we can sell between the overwinter nukes and into new season nukes 400, because most they'll be on double broods. You sell the nuke, 6 best frames with the queen, drop another queen in, build that up, then you can sell it again. So that's the plan. Obviously there'll be some more nukes without double broods. You can't do that trick with them, but that's where we're going for. The business is definitely gearing, leveling a lot more into nuke production, probably more than the honey production. The honey production here is just so patchy in this part of the world. The last year was poor, the year before was really good, and the year before was really good. But yeah, it's not giving us, we're not getting a level of honey that is constant. Every year is totally different, where this I can kind of control. As long as it's dry, I can feed these bees syrup, I can give them queens, I can give them new frames of foundation, I can force their growth. I can't do that with the honey hives and make more honey. That is out of my control. So that's what we're doing. So the first thing we're going to do, let's get some queens into the queenless hives, and let's start looking at a few examples of what these nukes look like. In the photo wash, always keep my hive tools in there. Change the water every time it goes dirty. Definitely good for disease prevention. Alright, smoker. Now, like I said, I did check for queen cells last week because we were up here dropping queens in. I think we had 20 off Rob, but we needed more queens, so we had 4 queens delivered this week. Reviews what was left of the box, and the nuke yards closer to home. There shouldn't be any queen cells in here. but I've seen them turn really old larvae into cells when they're desperate. And just backfilling with honey there. See, there's one. You gotta watch them. Look how small that is. You leave them in there, they'll kill that queen the second you put it in. Better shake the bees off that one. And again. Little things like that, and then you wonder why they killed the queen. They'll always choose their own queen cell above a queen you put in. These queens from BS honeybees, but these have got Danish lines in them. So if you watch my Q&A with BS honeybees, it wasn't a Q&A, lots of you were moaning that it wasn't a Q&A. My live, they mentioned that they were getting some curled lines in, and I can't remember how many we've tried. It's a lot. Probably had over 100 queens from BS honeybees at this point. There's a curled queen, or curled lines, and I found them to be really, really good. Wouldn't be buying them if I didn't think they were good. We'll put that up there. Checkerboard the foundation in the middle. A little bit of setup. Job done. BS 13th of the 7th. Where the queen came from, the day she went in. Right, that's the queens in. Let's see how these nukes are doing. So we're going to start today with the oldest ones first. 21st of the 6th. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that, I can tell you straight away a queen's accepted. And they're ready for another box. Oof, look at that. You can see brood down there. Not going to touch this. Now the temptation is, you want to pull the frame out of there now and see the queen as she's laying, and every time you do that, you do risk killing the queen. So the more you handle the frames, obviously the more chance you've got of accidentally crushing or killing the queen. Now when they're that strong, and you think I started these off, best part of them, 3 frames of bees, brood bees and stores. By the time you come here now, there wouldn't be as many bees in there. There'd be a queenless row in there. They're totally quiet. They're totally calm. This has definitely got a laying queen in there. We don't need to interfere, especially how jammed this is. I don't want to risk killing the queen. So I had 3 frames of bees from a hive. You can see the 3 of them together. This one's an older frame, but that's a frame of stores. I double brooded some hives last year and I just filled it with honey, and I tried to spin some of it out. It was just too hard. I was just wrecking the frame, so I stored a pile of them and I'm using them in nukes. So we're going to take this cage out, throw a double brood on. And that's swarming finished with that hive. Now, if I had enough feed with me today, I'd feed that as well to speed up the splitting process, but I've only got, well, 4 drums, 3 drums in there, and that 1 drum which I've basically used up on the nukes that had queens. I just didn't have space to bring more syrup with me. So we'll double brood everything now, and then we'll go down at the end and we'll top up as many hives as we can with the syrup then. But if they all look like that, I'd be very happy. So that's the BS Honeybee one. We'll take a look at Rob's one as well. Let me see what day these went in. They went in on the 2nd of the 7th, which isn't that long ago, last week. So we'll see if she is running around in there, what the queens look like. So far, very happy with what I'm seeing. Very nice. Now this is what it looks like when they haven't been accepted. Cage out, and you can see the bees are still only on 3 frames. So we don't know if there's a virgin in there, so we can't risk giving them a new queen, because I'm not going to spend time going through the frames looking for virgins. We're going to give these a frame from something queen right, and then just write on the brick eggs and today's date, and we leave it at that. If you keep introducing queens into nukes or hives that have killed the previous queen, that's the fastest way to lose money, because the chances are they'll kill the next one as well. Looks like a good one. We'll take a frame from this. That's full of eggs. I don't know whether you can see that. Make sure the queen isn't there. That's just full of eggs. I want to get a frame with a bit of brood on there if I can. Brood in all stages, not just eggs. Something like that. That's much better. Much better. Double check the queen is in here. This hive was short on bees. I'd have given them the frame with the bees on there. Now there's brood in all stages on that, eggs. They're going to fix themselves on that. Put that back in the middle. Double brood on this. eggs, 11th of the 7th. So we know when to expect to see eggs in there. And that's one of Rob Wilson's queens. Looking pretty good. Only been in here a week or so. So I don't want to fiddle too much with these. Just doing that for the video. The first 2 weeks I try not to go through them at all. Just let the queen settle in. If they've killed the queen by then, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. They've done it. Let that queen run around, lay loads of eggs, brood coming through, brood in all stages, then have a look. I just think you got a lot less chances of the bees balling a queen which you've disturbed. I've seen it loads of times. So basically, these Rob Wilson nukes, all the ones without double broods, they're just going to get a little bit of feed now, and job done. Very happy with how things are looking. So here's another one of Rob Wilson's queens. I can see pollen going in like crazy. They've already drawn the 4th frame out, which tells me 100% they're accepted between the pollen and that. But look at that, they're on this frame already. I'm going to double brood these up now because I won't be back here for at least 2 weeks. The ones then I'm leaving as singles, but this one needs a box now, I think, otherwise I'm going to get caught out in 2 weeks' time. You've got to think ahead all the time. What are these going to look like in 2 weeks' time? Yeah, another box on. And that is it. Back, well, I have to pick food up on the way home now. Basically 90-something% of them double brooded, very high acceptance rate. Of course, not everyone, we never get everyone. Sometimes we do, but most of the times we don't. And that is it. Oh, time to make it home. And I suppose I'm up here now in Cardigan doing nuke work. That's the downside of the distance. I've got an hour's drive back home now, where if I was doing this closer to home, 10 minutes and I'll be home. But this is where we're directing the business. We're definitely going to grow on this side of beekeeping, so we've got to put the work in and we've got to put the effort in. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.